From heartbreaking queer romances to emotionally vulnerable characters, Josh O'Connor has quietly become one of the most compelling actors working today. His filmography also includes some deeply emotional LGBTQ stories that connected with audiences around the world. So today, we're looking at Josh O'Connor's best gay movies and queer roles, from the emotional realism to his upcoming romance. Daniel Metz as Jack and Josh O'Connor as Max in Hide and Seek. One of Josh O'Connor's earliest roles was in the not-so-critically acclaimed romantic drama Hide and Seek, in which O'Connor plays Max, one of four friends who move from London to the countryside to eschew all social conventions around being in a relationship. The film follows couples Max and Charlotte, Hannah Arterton, and Leah, Ray Mole, and Jack, Daniel Metz, as they engage in scheduled partner swapping. And yes, that includes Leah getting with Charlotte and Max and Jack being intimate too. Unlike many actors who chase blockbuster roles early on, Josh became known for quieter performances. A lot of his early work focused on lonely, emotionally complicated characters struggling with identity, love, isolation, or vulnerability. And that natural emotional intensity is exactly what made audiences connect with him so quickly. Hide and Seek is available to rent or buy on Prime Video and Apple TV. Cillian Murphy and Josh O'Connor in Peaky Blinders. One of Josh O'Connor's earlier TV roles was in Cillian Murphy's famed period crime drama Peaky Blinders. He played the small role of James, friend and housemate of Ada Thorne, Sophie Rundle, in Season 2. When Murphy's character Tommy, Shelby, confronts James, suspecting him of being Ada's new boyfriend, Ada confirms that James is actually gay, despite it being illegal during the early 20th century when Peaky Blinders is set. Even though his role was small, you can already see the emotional intensity and natural screen presence that would later define his career. At the time, Josh was still building his reputation through supporting roles and independent projects, long before worldwide recognition from The Crown and God's Own Country. It's actually interesting looking back now, because even in a short appearance, he had that same quiet and emotionally grounded acting style that audiences connect with today. Peaky Blinders is available to stream on BBC iPlayer. In 2017, Josh O'Connor starred in a little-known short film entitled The Color of His Hair, which merged documentary and drama to reflect on what life was like for queer men before and after the partial legalization of homosexuality in 1967. The Color of His Hair, which won the Best Documentary Short Award at the London Short Film Festival in 2018, is based on a script written way back in 1964 for the Homosexual Law Reform Society, a group of British campaigners who fought for the decriminalization of homosexual relationships. O'Connor plays Peter in the 20-minute film, who is in a relationship with John, Sean Hart, and is trying to avoid being reported to the police. Even though the film is short, it captures a very intimate feeling of nostalgia, emotional tension, and unfinished relationships. Josh delivers a quiet and natural performance, relying more on subtle expressions and emotional restraint than dramatic dialogue, something that became one of his biggest strengths as an actor. The Color of His Hair is currently available to stream on Vimeo. God's Own Country is the film that completely changed Josh O'Connor's career and introduced many audiences to his incredible emotional acting. For the queer community, God's Own Country was the film that put Josh O'Connor on the map. Francis Lee's multi-award-nominated romantic drama saw O'Connor play Johnny Saxby, a young, lonely, and struggling farmer who slowly falls for Georgia, Alex Secarino, a migrant worker hired to help out with lambing season on the farm. Because of its rural setting and emotionally restrained love story, the film was often compared to Brokeback Mountain. But while both films explore masculinity, isolation, and queer love in rural environments, God's Own Country feels much more intimate and grounded in realism. And unlike the tragic tone of Brokeback Mountain, this film gives its characters emotional growth, healing, and a sense of hope, which is one reason many viewers found it so emotionally satisfying. God's Own Country is available to rent on Prime Video, YouTube, and Apple TV. What many people don't know is that Josh O'Connor wasn't just involved in Bonus Track as an actor. He actually helped create the story behind the film. Bonus Track is a queer coming-of-age romantic comedy set in 2006, following two teenage boys whose friendship slowly turns into something deeper through music, awkward teenage emotions, and first love. Josh co-created the original story alongside Mike Gilbert, making it his first major writing credit. And honestly, you can really feel Josh O'Connor's emotional style throughout the film. O'Connor even has a cameo in the film as a masked graffiti artist. So while Bonus Track isn't a gay role he's played, it's certainly a story he's thrown himself into. Bonus Track is currently not available to watch on streaming platforms. In Challengers, Josh O'Connor plays Patrick Zweig, a talented but self-destructive tennis player caught in an intense love triangle with Tashi and his former best friend, Art. Patrick is charismatic, reckless, emotionally messy, and constantly trying to hide his vulnerability behind confidence and humor. And honestly, Josh completely steals many scenes because of how unpredictable and emotionally charged his performance feels. What makes the character so interesting is the tension between friendship, rivalry, attraction, and jealousy. The relationship between Patrick and Art especially created huge discussions online because of the emotional and sometimes homoerotic undertones throughout the film. Audiences connected deeply with Patrick because beneath all the swagger and chaos, he's actually lonely, insecure, and desperate for connection. And Josh O'Connor brings all of that emotional complexity to the role, while still making Patrick incredibly magnetic to watch. Many viewers even said this was one of the most charismatic performances of his career so far. The History of Sound is one of Josh O'Connor's most anticipated LGBTQ projects so far. Set during and after World War I, the film follows two young men, played by Josh O'Connor and Paul Mescal, who bond through music and slowly fall into a deeply emotional romance while traveling across rural America recording folk songs. Josh plays David, a quiet but emotionally expressive character whose connection with Lionel becomes the emotional heart of the story. The film has also been compared to Brokeback Mountain because of its tragic queer romance, rural atmosphere, and emotionally restrained storytelling. But unlike films focused mainly on repression, The History of Sound places a stronger emphasis on emotional connection, music, memory, and intimacy between the two characters. And honestly, this feels like the kind of role Josh O'Connor was made for: quiet, vulnerable, emotionally layered, and deeply human. Let me know your favorite Josh O'Connor performance in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe Pride Reviews, and check out more LGBTQ movie recommendations on the channel.